Hey everyone, Shabim here and welcome back to our next episode of the SWE World Cup of Wrestling. This is our first match from Group B and this is another monumental match as Japan takes on England. This is going to be a big one, this one. And here is our first match of the evening. It is going to be Marty Scurll taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi. As I have to reach across the entire room to press go because the controller's dead. So this should be a very good match to start things off. Marty, it's not Marty anymore, is it? The villain, Marty Scurll now against Hiroshi Tanahashi. This, well, I'm sure in this match, both teams will be hoping not to end up like the match we had earlier on against, of course, between the US and Europe, which was a match we thought would have gone, well, it was the two strongest teams in the group, which is essentially the same with this one, I would feel. I mean, who else is in this group? I can never remember now. Never remember. India and Australia also in this group, so you would fancy that England and Japan would be the top two teams in the group. But again, if this was to go 5-0 in one direction, it would make it a lot more difficult for one of these two teams. However, I feel this one might be a little bit more even. I don't know. Then again, I thought the Europe versus US was pretty even, and all the matches were pretty even in fairness. It was only just the results that really went the way of the US. If you look at it, like Rusev looks pretty good. As well as Aleister Black looked very good against Daniel Bryan, and so did Cesaro, but all of them just didn't quite get the win. So in this one, I'm sure that both England and Japan will be hoping that if they do lose, which is possible, well, one of them's going to have to lose anyway, aren't they? If they do lose, they're going to want to make sure that they still get a decent amount of points to help them stay ahead of both Australia and India, because as we saw with the previous episode between Scotland and New Zealand, it really can throw a spanner in the works for those teams. So again, very important for both these guys to really get the first point here in Group B and get an early advantage, early lead, which would then hopefully make it for them a bit easier moving forward. Get the momentum going, get things moving in the right direction for them here this evening. Good old Hiroshi Tanahashi, good lad, isn't he? He's a fantastic wrestler and a real mainstay in New Japan now for several years, and somebody who really is at the top of his game as well. I'm hoping that I'm coming through right in the mic, aren't I? Yeah. So I've found a nice new comfortable way of recording by lying on the sofa and putting the microphone next to me. It's great. I'm just hoping that the audio comes through okay. I think it does. Bars moving around on my screen. It looks like it's okay. So Tanahashi versus Marty Scurll. We've got Pete Dunne versus Nakamura, and then Zack Sabre Jr. versus Okada. Before, of course, the 6-man tornado tag to finish off the night. 5 points up for grabs. One of these two teams will leave tonight's show top of Group B, but of course, don't forget we still have India versus Australia in a few days' time. Referee rings the bell. We are underway. Marty Scurll versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Tanahashi now with the snap suplex, taking Marty down. Big kick across the spine as well. Marty back up on his feet from Tanahashi. And Tanahashi having a very strong start to the match. I think these two guys have really competed against each other so far in New Japan, have they? I think Marty's very much been part of the junior heavyweight division. However, it wouldn't surprise me if Marty does get moved into a more heavyweight role at some point. I feel like he could really take a good position in the Intercontinental, maybe United States Championship picture. Of course, the whole Bullet Club scenario at the moment, I'm still not 100% sure what's going on in the Bullet Club scenario at this point in time. I know things have changed a lot recently, and we've seen Omega sort of leave Bullet Club but not leave Bullet Club, and then it looked like Cody Rhodes was going to leave, and it's all a bit up in the air at the moment, so be interesting to see how it does pan out in the long run. See what happens. Tanahashi now dragon screw on Marty Scurll as well. Before, just wrenching that leg back. Tanahashi bringing Marty back up to his feet. Marty slides out the back into reverse DDT. God, I'm tired. What time is it? Oh, it is 11 o'clock, I suppose. That's probably why I'm tired. Tanahashi taking Marty down once again into the corner, then running forearm by Tanahashi. Just dragging Marty Scurll away from the corner. Into the pin. Only a one count. Nice reverse Bloody Sunday there by Tanahashi. Just keeping the offense on Marty Scurll as much as he can. Up to the middle rope, into the senton. So again, I think this group, very much you would put your money on both Japan and England making it through to the next round, wouldn't you? To me, this seems like the most likely way. But again, stranger things have happened. A whitewash here for either of these two, and all of a sudden it makes it much, much more difficult. So Europe's got it all to do now. After their first match, losing 5-0 to the US, and obviously what happened in the Scotland versus New Zealand match as well. It's definitely not going to be easy for Europe, but they've got a lot of work to do, and it is still possible, but to say you don't want to get completely whitewashed here, because that would really cause a lot of problems. Marty with the dropkick to the back of Tanahashi, who avoided it. Tanahashi into a sling blade. There's the pin. 1, 2, and 3. Wow, Tanahashi, I wasn't expecting that to be a win there and then, to be honest with you. But Tanahashi gets the win here over Marty Scurll, and Japan take the lead 1-0 early on tonight. Scurll is back on his feet and does accept the handshake from Hiroshi Tanahashi. A lot of respect being shown. And it's a great start for the evening for Japan. Tanahashi gets the point. And here is our second match of the evening. It is going to be Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Pete Dunne. Now this one again, a very interesting one. Probably the two more strong style members of each team. With Nakamura, of course, being the king of strong style, taking on Pete Dunne. Now, it was a little bit of a debate between myself and PJ2 about who would be part of the English side for this competition. Now, there was, what was it we debated between British Bulldog, Neville, Tyler Bates, Trent Seven, Zack Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay, Wade Barrett. There was just so many different names we could have picked, but we decided to go for, of course, Zack Sabre Jr., because in my opinion he's one of the best wrestlers in the entire world, English or not. We decided to go for Marty Scurll because he really has developed so much over the last few years that I feel like he has become one of the top English stars in the country again. And then Pete Dunne, because he is one of the longest reigning champions in WWE at this point in time, and the longest reigning WWE UK champion of all time at this point in time. Which is why we've got him involved. And I think he's hopefully going to prove to us that he deserves to be involved as well. thought Finn Balor's entrance was long. This is crazy. There we go. And here he is, and the Bruiserweight himself, Pete Dunne. It's actually a really good call for Pete Dunne, this one as well, I think. Looks really good. The hair looks a little bit funny, don't get me wrong, but apart from that... Apart from that, I think this is a pretty good call, and we'll see how good he is in the ring as well. In this match against Shinsuke, which is... I really want to see... I really want to see Pete Dunne get the victory in this one, but in fairness, I just feel like Nakamura is still the favourite. But who knows? I want to see something a little bit different. I want to see... Obviously, me being English myself, I want to see the English team do well in this competition. But they've got a lot on the line now, especially after losing the first match. They need to get something big here. They need to get a big win in this match to really, really see, bring things. Like I say, you don't want what happened to Europe where they lost 5-0 and are going to end up now on the back foot for the rest of the group stage matches. Europe's going to have to pull out something outstanding to actually get through now. So that's the last thing England wanted to get in that situation as well. Granted, I don't think India and Australia will be too difficult for them, but you never know. You never know. Nakamura with the boot across the chest of Dunne, and Nakamura dominating Dunne to start things off, but Dunne there with the jawbreaker. Now taking Nakamura up into that scoop slam with the arm hook behind the back, which does extra damage to the arm, which is good there by Pete Dunne. Nakamura slowly back up to his feet, and Dunne just clotheslines him over the top, dropping him to the back. Dunne now bringing Nakamura back up to his feet. Up on the shoulders. Into a nice knee right to the side of the face of Nakamura. Dunne slamming the arm of Nakamura into the mat. Oh, but Nakamura fighting back, sending Dunne right into the announce table. But Pete Dunne fighting back with a knee strike across the guts. And back in the ring. And as I said earlier on, this one's all going to be about strong strikes. And that's what we've seen so far as Dunne is slamming Nakamura face first into the apron, which is the hardest part of the mat. It's steel girders around the outside of the ring. Pete Dunne, nice X-Plex. Dropping Nakamura now. Dunne stalking Nakamura. Can Dunne pull this one off? No, Nakamura sees it coming, takes him down. Nakamura now with that release. Suplex? I forgot that suplex was called there, and I just lost all ability to talk. And Kinshasa by Nakamura on Pete Dunne. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, and Pete Dunne kicked out. Wow. If that had gone 2-0 to Japan, that would have been a massive, massive issue for England. Of course, still with 2 matches left. Of course, we still have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Okada after this one. And then, of course, the 6-man tornado tag for the 2 extra points. Pete Dunne taking Nakamura off the top with a super backdrop. How did Pete Dunne survive the Kinshasa? But even more impressive, how is Pete Dunne doing more attack? Nakamura slowly getting back up to his feet, and Pete Dunne catches him with a drop kick. Pete Dunne, stiff right hand, just knocking Nakamura off. As Dunne now just wrenching at the hand of Nakamura. Nice sit out scoop slam. Nakamura taking Dunne down on the outside again, though. Both guys really have done their research on each other here. Both getting a lot of reversals as Nakamura with the kick right to the back of the neck of Dunne. Dunne bringing Nakamura back up. There's the arm breaker, then Dunne throwing Nakamura into the ring steps, and you know what? A count out victory would get Nakamura would get Dunne the win anyway. We'll also get Nakamura the win. Nakamura slides back in the ring. The referee's up to a 9. Now he's up to a 9. Referee and Dunne. He's not going to get back up in time, is he? No, he's not. And Nakamura gets the victory via countout, but it doesn't matter to him. He gets the win either way. And Nakamura defeats Pete Dunne. Wow. That is iffy. But it does make it 2-0 on the night. They all count at the end of the day. They all count. The battle on the outside. Nakamura getting control right at the vital moment. Taking Dunne down. And Dunne was just unable to recuperate before the referee hit his 10 count. And there we go. Nakamura makes it 2-0 to Japan on the evening. It's not looking good for England. They need to win the next match and the 6-man tag to walk out of this match, walk out of this evening victors. But I think as long as they get a couple of points here, it won't be too bad of a night. And here is our third of the 3 singles matches here this evening. And Zack Sabre Jr. takes on Kazuchika Okada. There we go, press the button now. So now England really need this win. This is the only way they can possibly get the victory this evening, is if they win this match. And then of course win the 6-man tag as well. So it's all really resting on the shoulders of Zack Sabre Jr. They need to get a win here though. Then they need some points. They can't be whitewashed in a 5-0 like US did with Europe. They need some points here. It's the only way that they can really guarantee themselves a great opportunity at still getting that second place. This is probably it's still gonna be a tricky one though, isn't it? Because I think Zack is the best member of the English side, but I think also Okada is the best member of the Japanese side as well. As you would expect. He's full of confidence here. He sees what his teammates done so far here this evening. And he knows... Sorry, my voice went funny there because he fell off the sofa. And he knows that he has a very good chance of continuing on the trend. As the bell goes, we are underway. Okada versus Zack Sabre Jr. Okada now getting into a bit of chain wrestling with Zack, which is probably not the best idea. That's really in Zack's roadhouse, this chain wrestling, isn't it? That's what Zack's best at. So he catches Okada now into that half and half reverse suplex. Zack with the arm breaker on Okada. And then another arm breaker on Okada as well. Zack really going after Okada early on, knowing that he does the damage to the arms that potentially when he does lock in the armbar later on in the match, he could get a quick and easy submission victory. Zack now slamming Okada's head in to the top turnbuckle. The crowd counting all the way up to 10. But Okada completely defies all the laws of physics and gravity there to spring back up to his feet and get in with a Death Valley driver on Zack Sabre Jr. A boot in the gut before bringing Zack back up to a standing base. Okada now sending Zack into the ropes. Gets caught with that beautiful dropkick. Of course, Okada, world renowned for his dropkick. It is one of the best in the business. Okada now slowly taking control of this match. Zack was in control for quite a long period of time, but now it is Okada. Hooking Zack's own arms around his neck to bring him down in that neck breaker. Now Okada dropping his entire body weight with that back senton on to Zack Sabre Jr. Zack fighting back with that right hand to the kidney, then into a running enziguri. Then a boot right in the gut of Okada as well. Zack heads up the middle rope. Dropping his body weight onto Okada. Now Zack up, celebrating. Maybe a little bit premature to celebrate, but hey ho. Zack slamming Okada back of the head first into the mat, and again going for the arm breaker. He's been going for that same maneuver over and over again. Obviously building towards something big to try and finish this match off. Dropping Okada, snake eyes in the corner. Zack now Northern Light suplex. He's so big for England if Zack could pull off a victory here. Just that 1 point could make such a massive difference come to the end of the tournament. Or the end of the group stage at least. There's arm drag takedown there by Okada. Zack fighting back with that right hand. Front chancing Okada, and now looking at that full-way slam, but Okada breaks free. Dropping Zack right on the back of his neck again. Okada with Zack up on his shoulders. Death Valley driver again. There's the pin. One. Only one count. Nice boot in the back there by Okada on Zack. Now Okada climbs the middle rope, dropping a big elbow. Okada bringing Zack back up to his feet. Looking for the tombstone power driver and hits it. Wow. Zack had such a good strong start to the match, but now it looks to be failing away from him. Okada in firm control after that big tombstone power driver, one of his signature maneuvers. Okada now bringing Zack across the ring into this snapmare now, just hooking that reverse chin lock. Interesting bit of detail there. I noticed that as he was doing that, the veins were popping out in his neck, which is interesting because that's exactly what would happen really. Those are the sort of muscles you'd be using. As Zack has taken Okada down, now stalking him, rolls him across into an armbar. Wow, the arm breakers he's been hitting over the match, will they take effect here? Will Okada tap out? He does. Okada taps out, and Zack does get a point here for England, which means that it's all up for grabs in our big finale. It is 2-1 now, going into that 6-man tag, which is worth 2 points. This could now either end 4-1 to Japan or 3-2 to England. 3-2 to England will be a massive score for them, because Japan were the number 1 seed in this group. England were the number 2 seed. So if England could finish ahead of Japan in the tournament, that would be a massive advantage. Remembering that when we go into the knockout stage, it's the top of a group faces off against the runners-up of another group. So if you can finish top, you'll take on a team that's technically not had as good a tournament, or maybe not as good. So it would be big, big, big for England if they could get the win here this evening. But that is a massive, massive point for Zack Sabre Jr. nonetheless. He's done fantastically well for himself. And here it is then, the big all-important triple tornado 6-man tag match to finish off the night. This one will determine who's going to win tonight's show. Will it be Japan 4-1, or will it be England 3-2? Let's find out. Let's see if we get any glitchiness. Ooh. We are, aren't we? Yes. What is this? What is this crap? I don't get this crap at all, but I just don't understand why it's broken. But then we're gonna lose the entrances. It's really weird. I don't understand it. I don't think it's... Is it because I'm using the game with no internet? It seems to have this weird parental. But the thing is, everyone in this match is content created by other people. The only stuff that I've created is the entrances, which is stuff I'm not allowed to watch for some reason. Which annoyed me because I've spent hours doing all these teams and all the bloody entrances. I mean, hours. But hey ho, it doesn't matter. The main thing is the match, and the main thing is the result, isn't it? As we sort of get a bit of a repeat of what we've seen tonight already, as Marty, Scurll and Tanahashi go at it, Nakamura and Pete Dunne go at it, and now Zack and Okada as well. So as much as England must be very, very happy with Okada, must be very, very happy with Zack of getting that 1 point, they must be very, very disappointed. Japan must be very, very disappointed, that is, with Okada for being the only person to lose. Nice right hand of the kidneys there by Pete Dunne. Now into a dragon screw, taking Nakamura down. Marty Scurll fighting back against Tanahashi. It is very, very difficult to commentate on this sort of matches. There's just so much action going on everywhere. But this is massive. If England can pull this one off, that would be a huge, huge night for them and a massive turnaround. To lose the first 2 matches and come back to win it 3-2 would be huge for them. Nice there by Tanahashi, taking Marty Scurll down. Zack in control of Shinsuke Nakamura, but Nakamura fighting back. And the Japanese contingent are taking control of this match now. But Marty's back up on his feet, but just gets caught by Okada from behind. That's the difficult thing, the numbers game. Once there's a little bit of control from one side, the numbers game is there. And it does become almost like a handicap match for a short period of time. Both Okada and Tanahashi get each other's way there for a second. And Okada just throwing Tanahashi out the way. That's interesting. Of course, some of these members of these teams are not the best of friends outside this competition. They're working together solely for this competition. So it'll be interesting to see if some of them do get a little bit against each other. At the moment, it looks like just a little blip between Okada and Tanahashi. Doesn't seem to have continued on. Marty Scurll now looking for that drop kick, and I think he did actually catch Okada. Not as well as he would have wanted to, but Okada falls to the outside and makes it 3-on-2 on the inside the ring, but Pete Dunne is not really in much of a state at the moment. He gets caught there with a sling blade, which is how Tanahashi defeated Marty Scurll earlier on. Tanahashi taking Zack down now with the dragon screws. Marty Scurll just wrenching away at the fingers of Shinsuke Nakamura. Pete Dunne with the forearm right to the back of the neck of Tanahashi, flattens him. But all of a sudden it's the Japanese again that have control in the ring, 3-on-2 while Zack is on the outside. Pete Dunne taking Tanahashi down. And Dunne breaking up that pin attempt straight away. There's another pin attempt, but Zack comes across, and I think he accidentally took out the referee there instead of breaking up the pin, but either way it stopped the count, so he's happy enough. Tanahashi up on the top. High fly flow attempt, and Pete Dunne rolls away. Tanahashi crashes and burns. And all of a sudden, you see Zack here stalking Okada. He's already made him tap once this evening. Can he do it again? Okada locked in, and Okada does break free. I think he was too close to the ropes and was able to break it. Wow, imagine if Okada had tapped out there. Wow. See, interesting here. Pete Dunne. You see Marty Scurll now locking in the crushed face chicken wing on Nakamura. Is Nakamura going to tap? Nakamura going to tap. Okada doesn't seem to notice it, but no, Nakamura does not tap out. Wow. That's a big moment in this match. If Nakamura had tapped there, that would have been it. And now Marty locking it into Okada, as well as Zack taking Tanahashi out. Is Okada going to tap? Someone's going to tap, surely. And Okada does tap for the second time of the evening, and England win. Holy crap, how on earth have they turned that around? Wow, England defeated Japan 3 points to 2. That has just thrown this group wide open now. We've got India versus Australia in a few days' time, but for England to get this victory over the strongest team in the group, that is a real surprise here. And on both occasions, it was Okada that tapped to lose both matches. Wow. That is massive. That is very, very big. Great win there, and it's Pete Dunne's turn to become the camp one of the team. That is a huge, huge win that is for Team England. Really, really big. And if they can build on that, they could have a very, very strong run in this competition. No reason why not. But there we go then. Pete Dunne, Zack Sabre Jr. and Marty Scurll, the dream team for England, get a victory in the first night of Group B against the one of the early favourites for the entire competition, Team Japan. So guys, there we are. That's the end of this episode of the SWE World Cup. I hope you're enjoying this whole tournament now. We're getting into it now. We've got a second match of Group B coming up for you in a few days' time. And of course, don't forget we've got all Group C and Group D as well. Some massive matches in those ones as well waiting for you. And of course, if you have enjoyed this one, please do hit a like and of course subscribe if you want to see some more. I've been Shabba Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for the next episode in the SWE World Cup. Bye.
Bye.